Nazareth, now accompanied by his disciples. About a year earlier, he taught in the synagogue there. The people initially marveled at what he said, but they later took offense at his teaching and tried to kill him. Now Jesus again tries to help his former neighbors. On the Sabbath, he returns to the synagogue to teach. Many are astounded, even asking, "Where did this man get this wisdom and these powerful works?" They say, "Is this not the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brothers James and Joseph and Simon and Judas? And his sisters, are they not all with us? Where, then, did he get all of this?" Matthew 13. 54-56. The people feel that Jesus is just a local man. We saw him grow up, they think, so how can he be the Messiah? Consequently, despite all the evidence, including Jesus' great wisdom and powerful works, they reject him. Because of their familiarity with Jesus, even his relatives stumble at him, causing him to observe, "A prophet is not without honor except in his home territory and in his own house." Matthew 13. 57. Indeed, Jesus is amazed at their lack of faith. So he does not perform any miracles there except to lay his hands on a few sick people and cure them. Mark 6. 5, 6. Jesus heals the blind and the speechless people in Nazareth reject him by addressing Jesus as Son of David. What do the blind men show they believe? The Pharisees fall back on what explanation for Jesus' miracles? What reception does Jesus receive in Nazareth, and why? 48, 121. Jesus has been preaching intensively for some 2 years. Is it now time to let up and take it easy? On the contrary, Jesus expands his preaching activity by setting out on a tour of all the cities and villages of Galilee, teaching in their synagogues and preaching the good news of the kingdom and curing every sort of disease and every sort of infirmity. Matthew 9. 35. What he says convinces him of the need to expand the preaching work. But how will he accomplish this? As he travels, Jesus sees people in need of spiritual healing and comfort. They are like sheep without a shepherd, skinned and thrown about. He feels pity for them and tells his disciples, "Yes, the harvest is great, but the workers are few. Therefore, beg the master of the harvest to send out workers into his harvest." Matthew 9. 37, 38. Jesus knows what will help. He summons the 12 apostles and divides them into pairs, making 6 teams of preachers. He then gives them clear instructions. Do not go off into the road of the nations, and do not enter any Samaritan city. But instead, go continually to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. As you go, preach, saying, "The kingdom of the heavens has drawn near." Matthew 10. 5-7. The kingdom they are to preach about is the one Jesus spoke of in the model prayer. The kingdom has drawn near in the sense that God's designated king, Jesus Christ, is present. Preaching in Galilee and training the apostles. Matthew 9. 35. 10. 15. Mark 6. 6-11. Luke 9. 1-5. What, though, will prove that his disciples truly represent this kingdom government? Jesus empowers them to cure the sick and even raise the dead, all of this at no charge. How, then, will the apostles care for their own needs, such as their daily food? Jesus tells his disciples not to make their own material preparations for this preaching tour. They are not to get gold, silver, or copper for their purses. They do not even need a food pouch for the trip nor extra undergarments or sandals. Why not? Jesus assures them, the worker deserves his food. Matthew 10. 10. The people they find to appreciate their message will help care for the disciples' basic needs. Jesus says, "Wherever you enter into a home, stay there until you leave that place." Mark 6. 10. Jesus also gives instructions on how to approach householders with the kingdom message, saying, "When you enter the house, greet the household. If the house is deserving, let the peace you wish it come upon it. But if it is not deserving, let the peace from me return upon you. Wherever anyone does not receive you or listen to your words, on going